What's up, guys? You know who it is. Marcus J. Jackson with another episode of Live Life for You, all right? Number 38, that is Be Gentle with Your Healing Part 3. Live life to the fullest, people. Oh, man. Got my workout in tonight. It was awesome. Amazing workout. Let me get my tea going. Thank y'all for tuning in so much. All right. It is very, very greatly appreciated. All right, let my tea steep real quick. I was having some technical difficulties with my other camera, so I had to switch to this one. Hopefully, this one's a little weird looking, but it will do. It's going to do the job. Shout out to everybody supporting the National Suicide Prevention Month. National Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month. All right. Let me put the info on the computer. Wait a minute. In the comments, actually. So the whole Live Life episodes at night are definitely to help bring awareness to suicide prevention and those who have survived suicide attempts, those survivors of someone who has committed suicide. This is a platform for you, those of you who are on the fence about suicide. This is a platform for you as well. Please feel free to comment, if you will. Leave a comment or question or what have you. This is a judgment-free zone. Very, very informal. We just come on here and talk. We just come on here and talk. We have a good little conversation. I'll talk about a topic, discuss a certain topic, about certain things and whatnot. But other than that, like I said, it's a very, very informal platform. There have been people to comment, and say different things. Maybe something you say may help out somebody who may help someone going through something. All right, that's what it's all about. It's a checks and balances to help keep each other on our toes. All right, to help keep each other on this side of life as opposed to the other side of life. All right. Because a lot of people don't realize, either way, you're still on a side of life. A lot of people think death is annihilation, right? And it's not. It's separation. You're separating from the body, but nevertheless, you are still on the other side of life. So just keep that in mind. I also want you to ponder something in the back of your mind as well, all right? If the universe didn't have a purpose for you, you would not be here. Literally. You would not be here. If there wasn't a purpose in your life, if you weren't here for a reason, for something or someone, you would not be here, all right? An ant. Ants and gnats are freaking essential to our survival, right? I don't know what purpose ants and gnats serve, but they are here for some reason or another, right? They eat up the dead stuff around the house, and gnats always, fruit flies and stuff like that. They eat up stuff. So, you see ants out there crawling around. They're here for a purpose. They're doing something, right? So if something that small or that we feel may be that minute, has a purpose. So the gnat and the ant have a purpose, and those are two of the smallest living crawling things on the planet. Two of the smallest of the smallest. Like there's some smaller. You got the microorganisms and all that other kind of stuff. But as far as you can see with the naked eye, gnats and ants have a freaking place on the planet. All right, they got a purpose for existence, and you have a purpose for existence. All right, if the universe did not need you, you would not be here. Okay, there is a reason for you to be here. There is a purpose. You happen on purpose, and you're here for a purpose. All right, you weren't born just by luck or just by happenstance. Regardless of what you may think. Right, you weren't an accident. You weren't what they call a love child. You weren't a mistake or nothing like that. The situations fell into place in order for you to come here and reach this planet. And the only way you can get on this planet is through a womb of a woman, as far as I know. All right. So be thankful for that. Be grateful for that. All right. So you do have a purpose. If you didn't have a purpose, if the universe didn't have a purpose for you, you wouldn't be here. All right. So keep in mind, throughout this, Go Live, like I said, it is a very informal platform. We talk about suicide prevention. We talk about suicide awareness. We talk about living life. And for the past couple of videos, I've been talking straight out of this book, Permanent Healing, right, by Dr. Daniel R. Kundren, right? Permanent Healing. It's a very, very, it's a very good read. It's a very good book to help you kind of realize the mind-body connection as far as dis-ease in the body. It talks about how your attitude directly reflects how you feel and the way your body processes dis-ease in the body. Your mind has a great deal to do with your healing process. Healing starts in the mind, okay? If you do not believe that you're going to heal, no matter what it's from, anywhere from the common cold to healing a broken heart, if you never believe that you are going to heal from those past situations or from that dis-ease of the body, then you're not. Okay? If you believe that you're not, then you're not. All right? If you believe that you are, then there is a great chance for you to actually heal. Providing that you do some other things as well. And like I said, we talked about this particular book. So definitely, if you need some water, go ahead and get you some water. All right. We usually drink tea on these episodes. You know what I'm saying? I always have my mug, and I'm always dropping my tea off in there. All right. Tonight it's dandelion root tea. It's from Traditional. It's from a tea brand called Traditional Medicines, right? Dandelion root tea is an excellent anti-inflammatory tea, right? Keeps the inflammation down, all that good stuff. Detoxes the body. It doesn't taste all that, but it is very, very, very good for you. All right. Dandelion root is one of those herbs that's on steroids, right? It's a steroid herb. Then, like, you can be out in the middle of nowhere and you'll see a dandelion root somewhere. Like, dandelion roots are those roots that grow up through the concrete. Those suckers is beasts, man. So let's go ahead real quick and bring ourselves back to our bodies. Okay, so take a deep breath, right? We're going to use diaphragmatic breathing. That means inhaling through the nose, allowing the belly to expand. Exhale slowly. Okay, take a deep breath one more time. All right. Once again, take a deep breath, bringing ourselves back to the center, no longer thinking about the past. We're not worried about the future. We're focused on the here and now. One last time, deep breath. Ah, all right. Okay, so now that we got ourselves all centered and grounded, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So be gentle with your healing. All right. Like I said earlier, healing begins in the mind. All right. Healing begins in the mind. You have to actually believe that you are going to heal your body, or that you're going to be healed from a dis-ease. And as we'll read tonight, like I read the other couple of nights, I'll read how the attitude or the mind-body connection affects the type of dis-ease that's going on in the body. All right. So, go ahead and you can get a pen and paper or whatever, take a minute and get you some tea, some coffee or whatever it is, what I'm saying? And we're just going to talk, man. We're just going to talk. A lot of times when my clients, because I'm a realtor and I'm also a life coach, and my clients have a, my clients who have had that suicide experience have, they became so overwhelmed because they didn't have anybody to talk to, nobody to listen to them. They felt alone. They felt, by themselves, in the whole world. And they also felt like that they were the only ones that felt like that. All right. So I'm here to tell you tonight that you are not alone. Okay. There are plenty of people who have suicidal thoughts. There's nothing wrong with you. All right. I know a lot of times, due to social norms, we tend to alienate ourselves, or we feel alienated because we feel like we're the only ones who are going through this type of turmoil and mental grief, mental exhaustion, and just feeling completely overwhelmed with life itself, right? It doesn't matter what it is. It could be bills, it could be children, it could be, your spouse, it could be work, it could be friends. It's a combination, or it could be the combination of all things, right? And a lot of times we feel like suicide is the only other alternative, right? So tonight, like I said, we're just going to talk. I'll read a little bit, then I'll talk a little bit. If you want to chime in with something, let me see if I got anybody to join in yet. Danica Johnson. Okay. Good morning to you. I don't know if you're still there, but if you are, good morning to you. Glad you clicked on the video. Definitely. If you are in danger, however, if you're in danger of hurting yourself or someone else, please call 911 and get you some help immediately. All right. If you need to talk to someone right now, the Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available at 1-800-273-8255. Right. 24/7 contact information, 24/7 hotline or lifeline, if you will. And the suicidepreventionlifeline.org is the chat line. It's the live chat line, and you can talk to someone on there as well. If you want to talk to me, you can call me at 469-626-7486. I will gladly talk to you as long as I possibly can. I'll talk to you till I fall asleep or till you fall asleep. Either way, the goal will be accomplished because you will still be here. So if you wake up in the morning after talking to me and you're still here, we're both excited. I'm excited, and we're going to stay that way. All right. So if you are on the fence about suicide, you are not allowed to go through with that unless you have listened to every video that I've done. All right. Listen to every video that I've done. There's probably about 37 videos on there. So you have to listen to all those videos, right? And then you have to talk to me before you decide to make that permanent decision, all right, to leave us, okay? That's the deal. You watch this video, too late, you clicked on it, that's the deal. You don't have a choice. That is the deal. It's already done. It's already said. You can't get out of it. That's just what it is, God damn it, all right? Okay, so I left off last night. We were talking about skin disorders and how a lot of skin disorders directly reflect self-expression, self-esteem, insecurities, and so on and so forth, or lack of obesity. We even went into obesity last night, or overweight, or being overweight was a lack of desire, a lack of fulfilling desire, okay? So tonight, I want to see if suicide is in here. I don't recall seeing it when I flipped through it the first time. Yep, suicide is here. All right, hold on. Let me give me some tea going, and we'll start rocking and rolling. So I hope everybody had a pretty good day. My day went pretty good. Very productive day. Got a lot done. So, and that's what you want to do, man. Try to stay productive throughout the day, right? Get your work done. Get home to your family. Get home to your people. Hang out. That dandelion root tea is not, trust me, it is not the best tasting tea in the world, but it is really good for you, all right? Really good for you. So if it wasn't good for me, trust me, I wouldn't be drinking it. I mean, it literally tastes like cardboard in liquid form, all right? But, I can push through that. So, all right. So again, this is Permanent Healing, right? By Dr. Daniel R. Kundra, right? So, the way this book is set up, it has, the way you use it is it has the effect, right? Like what's wrong with you, what causes it, and the remedy for it. All right. So that's the way the book is set up, and it has like what, the different things that all the list of things that over here, the list of things that are wrong, or what they call physical disorder, right? And then cause is mental attitude disorder, and remedy is suggestions for healing, all right? And on the side, you can write your notes and observation and stuff like that. So let's jump into it. Suicide, the doubt in the ability, suicide being the physical disorder, mental attitude disorder to match the cause, right? So this is the effect. Suicide is the effect. Cause is the doubt in the ability to communicate, refusal to learn, and to cause change. All right. The remedy to this is continual change makes life fun and interesting. No growth leads to depression and low desire for life. All right. Like I could literally end the video right now. Okay. I could literally end the video like right now. Okay, because continual change makes life fun and interesting. No growth leads to depression and low desire for life. So here's the thing. when you refuse to change, right? That's inevitable. I mean, like, evolution is inevitable. Like, you cannot stop change. You cannot stop evolution. It is not going to happen. Like, Father Time is going to go on regardless if we wanted to or not, right? So holding on to the past, right, puts you in a state of arrested development. Mentally, you're arrested at that age of traumatic experience, or at that age of disappointment, right? That age of being sexually abused or physically abused. You're stuck there, right? You're stuck there in that childlike mindset because you never wanted to change from that. You never had a desire to go forward or move on from that. So, like, time is still going, and like, you're literally still at the 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old state of mind, right? So you're still successful. You've been able to hold down a job, and you've probably been able to have children and get married and graduate college or whatever it is that you had a desire to do. You probably did that, but there's still a great deal of depression that you're dealing with that you have not been able to fulfill, right? You, like, one of my clients has a, she's 30, 35, 36, and she is literally stuck at the age of maybe 15 or 16 because she feels like she didn't have a childhood because she had to take care of her siblings, right? And when she went to college, she was pregnant. And she was pregnant, 3 years of her 4 years in college. So she feels like she missed out on being a kid, having a carefree life, right? Having that college life where you don't have any responsibilities. You can run around with the fraternities and run around with the sororities and go to the parties and, experience the college life, right? And because of that, she is in a state of depression. Like, she's really, it's really hard for her to maintain a relationship, right? Because whoever she's with is not willing to deal with 16-year-old, young lady. They want the woman. They want the body that matches the woman. They don't want the mind that matches the 16-year-old. They want the mind to match the body of the woman who's 30-something years old. But that's not happening because the mind is arrested at the stage of 15, 16 years old, where they feel like, things are unfair because they have to be a grown-up. They feel like there is like the world owes them something, and it's not, that's just simply not the case. It's not reality. You may feel that the world may owe you something, but it doesn't work that way. It's very, very intricate way of very, very intricate the way life deals with you, and it just kind of it hits you on every level, right? It hits you in the mind, it hits you in the body, it hits you in the spirit, which are all one. But it's just so it's so amazing how to watch the human mind develop, and even though it refuses to change, and because change is inevitable, you have the desire to no longer be here because things aren't going the way that you expect them to go. You aren't being treated the way you should be treated, and things become overwhelming because you're not getting the things that you want out of life, and you feel like suicide is the way out, right? And rightfully so if you feel neglected, if you're alone in this experience, if there's no one to help you, if there's no one to talk to, if there's no platforms like these, nobody dealing with mental health, nobody talking to people in general, checking on each other, like a phone call or a knock on the door. Nobody really does that anymore. Everybody's stuck in the phone, texting and emailing. So we disconnect from each other and not even realize that we're disconnected. So I would invite you to check on somebody you love, because they just may be stuck in that arrested development where they're doubtful about life, they're doubtful about themselves, and they are refusing to change. The people in your life that fit that description. The extremely immature 30-year-olds and the extremely immature 40-year-olds who are arrested at the stage of trauma, right? They are affected at the stage of trauma. Like their mind can't go any further than what they know. Can't go any further than what they think. All right. So inside that little box or bubble that they're in, nothing else exists. All right. It's those people who have a thought process that because they've never heard of it, that means it's not true, or because they've never seen it, it's not true, right? And those are the types of people who are prone to do things like that, or who have that arrested development mentality, because just like it said, doubt in the ability to communicate, refusal to learn and cause change, right? So they don't know how to communicate because they're stuck at 16 and 15-year-old. How often are you able to communicate with a 14 and 15-year-old, right? As a 30 or 40 something year old person, it's sometimes it's tough to talk to a 14-year-old, even if they're your own children. They mumble under them. If anything like, some of my children that I work with on a regular basis, you got to get them to speak up, talk up, let me hear you. I can't hear you, because they're, they have that shy, timid, and carefree kind of energy, right? Nothing's really important to them, because they know mom and dad's going to take care of it. They're responsible for their food, clothes, all that good stuff, fun, all of that. So, when you're arrested and in that mental state, it's difficult for you to find someone to settle down with, and you'll find yourself going after, different men or different women. Another symptom is that it's a promiscuous lifestyle, because you're constantly looking for that satisfaction, and that in itself becomes overwhelming, and the realization of that can become overwhelming if you don't have anybody to talk to. So I would recommend you get with a life coach, if not me. Foxy Jackson on Facebook is a good life coach as well. She also does readings. She does the tarot card readings. She does the oracle readings. She does the Lenormand card readings, pendulum work as well. So there's things out there, and there's people out there that can help you get through these things, but you have to be able and willing to communicate and be vulnerable and trust someone in order to get through these things. All right. You have to be gentle with your healing. All right. You have to be gentle with your healing. If you're not gentle with it, you can't expect everybody else to be gentle with it. All right. Because some people don't even know that you're healing. Right. Some people have no clue that you're going through what you're going through. All right. So yeah, I wanted to see if suicide was in there, and it's actually in there. All right. So I'm gonna go to depression. Find that in the Permanent Healing book and see what it says about that. Okay. So it says the physical disorder / effect. Effect. Right? EFFECT. All of the attention on what the self does not have without creating goals, desires, or purpose. Suppression of goals and desires. Refusal to act and use the will to move on and toward the desires. Lack of purpose. All right. Then the remedy suggestions for healing is a knot is nothing. A knot is nothing. Okay. To produce something, start with what you have. Make a list of the resources you have available, including your physical possessions and your mental qualities and abilities. Now apply them towards achieving desires. Act, move, initiate. Make something happen today. All right. So that's the remedy for depression, according to Permanent Healing. All right. So let's go back. All of the attention on the self, capital SELF, does not have. All of the attention on what the self does not have without creating goals, desires, or purposes. Suppression of goals and desires. Refusal to act and use the will to move toward the desired lack of purpose. All right, so depression, according to here, is basically a lack of motivation. Okay, and let me share with you a little bit about motivation. Let's talk about that. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh man. I know it's good for you, man. Dandelion root tea. All right. Make sure you got you some tea, people. All right. Some tea.